everyone and welcome to today's video, which is my April reading wrap up. And I swear I've said this like every single month so far this year, but I can't believe how fast the year's going. It's actually stressing me out a bit. And I am behind on my reading goal. Love it. I think I'm like 2 books behind. I have read 15 books this year. It says I'm 1 book behind schedule, but it's stressing me out. I don't think I've been behind schedule in a long time. What are they doing out there? Are they serious? They hadn't started doing this all morning, and as soon as I'm ready, I don't know what that is, circular saw? It's all going great today, as you can tell. So I'm behind schedule. There's a construction which has stopped and started again, okay. I read 2 books this month, and let's talk about them. If you can hear me over there, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go. The first book I read this month... Do I wait? How long do I have to wait though? Can you hear that? It sounds like it's in my room. It's so loud. Some peaceful background noise perhaps? Okay, it's stopping. Okay. The first book I read this month was Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben. And okay, I think I'm just going to talk over it. I'm so sorry if it's actually really loud. That's terrible. This is laughable. Everything is going absolutely amazing because I do have another update for you. My reading journal. You haven't seen it in quite a while because you know why? My coloured printer stopped working. So I haven't filled out like any review pages because I can't print out the book covers. Like I've done my monthly things as you would have seen. But like everything else, blank pages because I've got no coloured printer. Everything's amazing. I've got 4 assignments due this month. It's all happening. It really is. Anyway, we're ignoring that out there. We're ignoring that situation. Oh my gosh, I don't actually think I can think right now. Okay, so the first book I read this month was Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben. This is a mystery thriller. I had already watched the show before reading this book. I just really wanted to read the book as well. It was good. It was actually quite different to the show though. I was going to say movie. It's quite different to the show in that the book is set in the US. Like it's set around like New York kind of area or maybe New Jersey, I can't really remember. And then the show was in the UK. So not that was a big difference, but I was like confused at why they would change it. I guess they like British actors? I don't know. It didn't actually add anything to the story having the different settings, but if you've seen the show, the book's pretty like similar. I think they did a good adaptation. The only thing that was slightly different though was I felt like the ending was rushed. Like if you watch the ending of that show, that big like kind of reveal scene at the end, it was not super long, but it was like a decent chunk of that episode. But in the book, it wasn't even a full chapter. It was like a couple pages. So I was a bit shocked that that wasn't actually like more drawn out because in the show, that reveal, I was like, ooh. But yeah, really enjoyed the book. I can't remember what I gave it. I think, what did I give it? Perhaps like a 4 stars. I gave it a 4 stars because it was a good book. But if I had read it before watching the show and actually got to see the mystery like as a mystery and I didn't actually know the ending, I probably would have rated it higher. But the writing itself was really like quite easy to follow. It wasn't... I was going so well without that sound. But the writing was like really easy to follow and it was like quick to read, fast paced. So if you're looking for a quick book, try this one. Or if you've already seen the show, maybe try another book by this author because he has like so many books. So they're probably all just as good and have like similar pacing. So definitely give that a go. Then the second book, the last book that I read in April was one, I think it's out now. I believe it is. I got it early, but I don't know if I read it before it released. Wait. The Good, the Bad, that's the title. I'm spoiling it. The Good, the Bad and the Aunties. Ha ha. Yeah, I believe it is. Okay, so this is out now. This is the 3rd book in the Dial A for Aunties series, which the first one was Dial A for Aunties, the second one was 4 Aunties and a Wedding, and then we have the 3rd one, which I enjoyed because I like the characters and I was really looking forward to this. It was one of my most anticipated books of the year, but it just fell a little short for me because I really liked the first two. I especially liked the first one, like that was like absolutely amazing. But this one, it kind of just felt a little crazy. And I know they're all crazy to begin with because the situations they're in, it's like kind of unbelievable. The stuff they get away with is also kind of unbelievable. But this, I was like, really? And it was good. Like, again, love the characters. It's really funny and I enjoyed it. Like, I had a great time reading it. But it was just so like out of what would happen in real life. I don't want to say like it was like worse than the others because now looking back, they all had crazy storylines. Like none of the stuff that happened in that book would actually happen. But it was interesting to read about and it was really fun and I had a great time because I love the characters. So if you've read the first two and you really liked the characters, I would read this because you still get to see more of the characters and there's still the same like funny dynamics between them all. But yeah, like this one was much shorter I think than the others. Maybe not. I actually don't have a physical copy of the first one because I did listen to that on audiobook and I don't know how thick it was, but I feel like this is the thinnest out of them all. I think, what is it, just over 300 pages? Oh, it's not even 300 pages. It's 274, so it was quite a short book to read as well. And I enjoyed it, but just not as much as the others. But if you haven't read any of the books in the trilogy yet, you have to. Like, Dial for Aunties, the first one, was probably, I don't know, I can't remember which year I read it, but I think it was probably like in my top 10 that year because it was really good, really funny, loved it. But this one I gave a 3 stars. So there you go. But now, since I only read 2 books and this video would be super short otherwise, I will go through a few of the books that I want to read in May. However, I've only got 3 with me now because I figured I've been reading like 2 or 3 per month for the past couple months. So I shouldn't aim super high on my TBR. Just realised though that I left one of the books downstairs. I'll just show a picture of it because I don't want to leave my room. The first one is my current read at the moment. I think I'm only up to like page 30. And it is good so far. It is a cozy fantasy called Can't Spell Treason Without T. I remember this was on Kindle Unlimited up to last year, I think, but I think they've taken it off now because it's getting traditionally published. This will be out middle of May and this is with Macmillan. So I was excited to get an early copy of this because when it was out on Kindle Unlimited, I was like really contemplating getting my Kindle Unlimited subscription back to read this because that's when I was like reading my cozy fantasy books. I read Legends and Lattes and this is supposed to have similar vibes. Like in Legends and Lattes she was like an assassin. Not really. Was she an assassin? Was she an assassin? I don't know. She killed people. Kind of same deal with one of the characters in this one. And then they decide to open a bookshop / tea shop, which I haven't got to that bit yet, but sounds super cute and I'm sure I'll love it. It has a map, which you all know I love a good map. Amazing. So I'm really looking forward to reading more of this, although it has been taking me a while because I just have been busy doing my assignments. As I've said, I've got 4 at the moment. They're all due in May and they're all nowhere near done, so that's probably going to take up majority of my time. But the second book that I would like to read is Butter. I did get sent this a couple months ago now and I feel terrible for not reading it already because I've said like 3 times already on here that I was going to read it and review it for you all because I was really excited about it. It's a Japanese translated fiction, so it is in English because I can't read Japanese, but it sounds so interesting. It's got something to do with like prison and a murderer, and then someone else writes letters to them and they send recipes to each other, but then I don't know. I don't really know what's happening, but I'm intrigued and I really want to read it this month because I've been wanting to read it for all the months this year basically, so hopefully we get to it this month. But then otherwise I would really like to read Powerless by Lauren Roberts because when this came out everyone was reading it, everyone was loving it. I think people are kind of comparing it to the Hunger Games, which I love the Hunger Games, so I'm hoping I'd like this. But also I've heard some people say that because it's compared to the Hunger Games that they had such high expectations and it didn't live up to it. But majority of the people that I've seen read this give it like a 4 or 5 stars, so I'm expecting great things. I think this also has a map. It does. Look at that. Amazing. So I'm really excited to read this. I believe like the second one came out recently, so I feel like I need to get on this. Oh no, maybe not the second one. I think it's like a novella or something, but the second one, which I think is called Reckless, is it? Maybe. Do really want to read this because I am also doing a reading vlog for this, which it's part of another reading vlog that I had planned with a few other books in it, but I haven't really got to any of those books, have I? Because I'm still reading all these other ones that I've said I've been wanting to read for months. So my reading vlog, when's that coming out? 2 months? I don't know if I've talked about that reading vlog before in other videos and how I said it's probably going to be a while. Yeah, it's going to be a while longer. I don't have any time. Gosh, it's actually so stressful right now. And I haven't been doing a lot of reading. But when I have time, I'll be getting to these books. So those are the 3 books that I want to read in May. We have Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, we have Powerless, and we also have Butter. So that's what I'll be doing this month. I'd also like to know what books you read in April. Obviously, I read The Good, the Bad and the Aunties and Fool Me Once. But let me know what you read and what was your favourite book, what was your least favourite book. How many books have you read this month? And are you in front or behind your reading goal? But that is it for today. I will wrap it up here because the circular saw has started back up again. Love it. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below because I do post new videos every single Saturday, so you don't want to miss it. Okay, that one was loud. But yeah, I do post every week, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. But thanks again for watching and I will see you next week. Goodbye.